Today we're going to talk about simplifying expressions. First, at the top of your notes, I want you to write expression and equation. And I want to show you the difference between an expression and an equation. An equation looks like this. It's equal to some number. You are able to solve this equation and find out what number x is. So, for example, in this case, x would be equal to -2 because -2 plus 5 is equal to 3. That's an equation. An expression does not have an equal sign. It would be something like this, x plus 5. We cannot solve an expression because it's not equal to anything. Today, we're going to be working with expressions. We're going to write expressions from words, and we're going to simplify expressions that look like this. First thing I would like you to do is turn over your notes and make a table with 4 boxes. We're going to write words in each box that represent our 4 symbols for adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. You will use this chart so that you'll know what word goes with what symbol. So let's start with this box here. Adding is attached to all of these words. When you see the word add, you would think of this sign. Positive is this symbol. More than, greater, sum, total, and, perimeter, plus, above. All of these words tell you to add. In the next box, I have this symbol for subtract. All of these words would tell you to subtract. Less than, minus, difference, below, and negative. All of these words mean this symbol. In this box down here, the symbol for multiply goes with these words: product, times, twice. Twice means times 2, of, per. For example, I earn $3 per hour, so I would do 3 multiplied by my number of hours. All of these words tell you to multiply. In the last box, these are the words that go with this symbol. This symbol tells you to divide. The words for this symbol are division, half, that means divide by 2, 1/3 would mean divide by 3, and quotient. Quotient means divide. Turn your paper back over. For the first few examples, we're going to write an expression for each statement. We're going to change the words into math symbols. Remember, an expression looks something like this. There is no equal sign. No equal sign. 7 more than a number. So I would write 7 more than, if you look in the chart on the back, means plus a number. I don't know this number, so I'm going to use a variable like x to represent the number that I don't know. This expression, 7 plus x, represents 7 more than a number. Let's try number 2. 8 times a number. 8 times is this symbol. I'm going to change that to a dot. A number is a number that we don't know, so I'm going to use the variable x to represent that number. There are different ways to represent multiplication. You can write 8 times x with a dot or a point, or you could just write 8x, this means multiply, or you could write 8 times x with parentheses. These are all multiplication. The next one, 11 less than a number. All right, less than tells you to subtract. A number is something I don't know, so I'm going to use a variable for that. When you are using the words less than for subtraction, you are not going to write 11 minus x. Instead, you have to change the order, x minus 11. So when you see the words less than, you have to change the order. Put the x first. Next one, the total of 3 times a number and 9. So remember, I don't know this number, so I'm going to use x to represent the number I don't know. Total means add 3 times a number and 9. So total means I'm going to add 3 times a number and 9. So this is the total of 3 times a number and 9. The next one, you earn $8 for raking leaves for 2 hours. What is your hourly rate? So I earn $8 for 2 hours of work. Hourly rate means how much did I earn per hour? If it's $8 for 2 hours, then I would do 8 divided by 2, which means I earn $4 per hour. Number 6, you took a history test. The scores on your history tests were 82 on the first test and 95 on the second test. By how many points did you improve on your second test? Your second test was better. You got a higher score. How many points higher is your score? 95 minus 82. There's my expression. If I subtract, I have 13 points more on my second test. Number 7, write an expression for the perimeter of the rectangle. Remember, expression does not have an equal sign. Perimeter means add. Here's a rectangle. I'm going to label the sides with variables or letters because I don't know exactly how much this is. I'm going to call this W for the width, and I'm going to call this L to represent length. In a rectangle, opposite sides are the same. The perimeter of the rectangle means add up all sides. So my expression would look like this: W plus L plus W plus L. I can simplify this expression, and simplify means I can put together the letters that are alike so I have a shorter answer. There are two W's, so I can write 2W. I have two L's, so I can write 2L. It's an expression that represents the perimeter of the rectangle. Number 8, write an expression for the area of the rectangle. When you find the area of a rectangle, you multiply width and length. So the area would be width times length. This is an expression for the area of the rectangle. Now we're going to talk about how to simplify an expression. So remember up here with the perimeter, I have W plus L plus W plus L, and I changed it to 2W plus 2L. I simplified it. I made it shorter. I combined the variables that were alike. So in this expression, I have 4 terms, or 4 parts. This is a term, this is a term, this is a term, and this is a term. 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. Some of these terms are alike. These 2 terms, 3x and negative 7x, keep the sign with it. Those are alike because they both have an x. So I can put them together. 3 minus 7 is negative 4x. Plus 4 minus 6 are like terms because they're both just numbers. They don't have a letter with them. 4 minus 6 is negative 2. Let's look at the next one. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 terms. Which ones are alike? The first term is just negative 9 with no variable or no letter. I also have 1, which does not have a variable or a letter. So 1 and negative 9 are like terms. Next, I have 2 terms that have a y. These are like terms because they both have the same variable. 6.4y squared is not like these because this has an exponent of 2 and these do not. So this does not have another like term. Now we're going to simplify the expression. So simplify means combine like terms. We've already seen this. On the perimeter, W plus L plus W plus L, we combined the like terms. W plus W is 2W. We did that here also. 3x minus 7x is negative 4x. We combine the like terms. 5a minus 2a plus 9. there are 3 terms. 1, 2, 3. Which ones are alike? 5a and negative 2a both have the same variable, so those are alike. I can combine them. 5 minus 2 is 3a. 9 is not like these terms because it does not have an a. So I just write plus 9. I have simplified the expression by combining like terms. Next one. There are 4 terms here. M minus 1/6 minus 4m plus 5/6. 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. Which ones are alike? M and negative 4m are alike. They have the same variable. Whenever you see a variable without a number in front of it, you can always put a 1 there, 1m. I will combine my like terms. 1 minus 4 is negative 3m. The other 2 terms, negative 1/6 and positive 5/6, are also alike. They don't have a variable with them. So I can combine these 2 terms. I already have a common denominator, so I keep that denominator. Negative 1 plus 5 is positive 4. I have combined like terms. This fraction will simplify. I can divide 4 and 6 by 2. So my final answer is negative 3m plus 2 over 3. I simplified this expression by combining like terms. Last 2. These are different. Notice there's parentheses here with a 2 out front. Remember, this means multiply. We're going to multiply 2 by both terms. This is called the distributive property. We're going to distribute 2 by multiplying. So keep 13g and then multiply these by 2. 2 times 4 is 8. Keep the k. Minus 2 times g is 2g. Now I look for like terms. Notice the first term and the third term both have g. I will combine them. 13g minus 2g is 11g. I don't have another term with a k, so I just write plus 8k. This is my simplified expression. Last one. Notice you have parentheses. The number in front of the parentheses means multiply by both terms. 20 times p is just 20p. 20 times 2 is 40. Next, I will multiply 16 by both terms. 16 times negative 3 is negative 48. Negatives and minus signs are the same thing. 16 times negative p is negative 16p. Now I have 4 terms. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to combine the ones that are alike. This term, 20p, and this term, negative 16p, are alike. They both have the same variable. 20 minus 16 is 4p. The terms in the middle, 40 and negative 48, are alike. They don't have a variable. 40 minus 48 is -8. This is my simplified expression. Your assignment today is on big ideas. 3.1, due tomorrow.